Yo, what up? It's your boy Tom, and it's Wednesday, my dudes. You know what that means. We're here with Toby with another first place locals Edison list. Toby, what'd you play?
Today I played a traditional Gigavise list. So I've seen a lot of people play Gemini decks, starting last year with BK Kids Club Nationals Top 16 Gemini deck. And I also saw a duelist on Silver Storm Gaming's channel, Sam Ufo, who was playing a Gigavise-ish list, and this is my take on it. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit more turbo. This version doesn't play the UFO turtles. I like the UFO turtles too, but this version's a little bit more spicy, so we're gonna
Plenty of Geminis and Gigavise adjacent lists, but this is an original brew.
Yes, true, yes. So we're gonna get started. On this list, we are playing the full maxed out 3 copies of Gigaplant, as this list is completely centered around Lone Fire and resolving the Lone Fire. We want to get the full value in case one of them gets DD crowed or bottomless or removed in general, and to be able to get the full OTK, you need the 3 Gigaplants most of the time. So we're on 3 of them. We're on 2 Lone Fire, the centerpiece of the deck, makes everything work. Here's where it gets a little bit weird. We're playing 3 Vortex Trooper here. He clears out the bricks in your hand. There are a couple bricks in this deck, a little bit less than the Gemini deck, but there are still bricks, and you do want to get to the Lone Fire and the Supervise or Ultimate Offering as soon as you can. You do take some damage from him if they choose to run into him, but we play a couple cards that circumvent that, and a lot of the time you will get to your combo before they kill you, so I've been trying him out. He's been pretty good, and there's a card in the traps that synergizes with him well as well.
For consistency.
Yep, and for the plants, we are playing the Nettles and the Titanial. The Nettles to go along with the Gigaplants, and the Supervise to do the combo. I'm sure most people have seen it by now, and then the Titanial is really good against Hero Beat, Monarchs, and other decks to target, like Blackwings. And you don't really want to draw either of these, so the Vortex Trooper comes in clutch with those, and we are on the Grand Mole as well. Really good interaction with the Ultimate Offering. As most people know, in the battle phase you can normal summon as much as you want, and he gets rid of problematic synchros and stuff. Morphing Jar, a lot of people talk about it, the interaction where you can set Morphing Jar on your opponent's battle phase with the Ultimate Offering, either at the end of the battle phase or the start of it. If you set it at the end, and then at the start of your turn you set all your traps, and then you flip him, and it's a lot harder to interact with because they can't set their traps and then attack into him.
And they can't deal with it in main phase.
Yep, exactly. And there's not much targeted disruption against set monsters in Edison Format specifically, so he's really good in this deck. And then Sangin to grab the Lone Fire usually, but you could also grab the Grand Mole, or probably want the Grand Mole, to be honest, yeah. But usually grabbing Lone Fire. And then Supervise, kind of the extender piece of the deck, lets you turn 1 play with the Lone Fire into the Gigaplant, sets up the board with either Titanial Gigaplant, and then Supervise equip to be able to do it next turn, or Synchro for a level 8, and then bring back the Gigaplant to normal summon next turn and keep comboing off. Is pretty standard in this kind of deck. And then 3 Upstart, just for consistency, trying to see that Lone Fire, Supervise, Ultimate Offering more. And then we're playing 1 MST and Giant Trinade. Giant Trinade synergizes with this deck specifically because there's a lot of continuous traps, and a lot of continuous traps that you can use multiple times with the Giant Trinade.
Yeah, you can keep resetting them.
Exactly, yeah. And there's a couple traps you want to be using multiple times.
And you're not playing heavy, right?
No, there's no heavy in the main. There's one in the side, but I just couldn't find the space. And you're setting so many spell and traps in this deck anyway. I think there's 17 in this version.
Yeah, we're about to see those.
So we don't really want to get rid of them outside of the turn 1 heavy. So we side it for the matchups we needed. And we're also playing 3 Reckless Greed. More consistency. We're just trying to draw cards, see the combo. If we see the combo, our deck is head and shoulders above almost any other deck in Edison Formats. It's a very combo-centric deck. The Reckless is really good in this kind of build. I haven't seen a lot of people play the Reckless, but I really like it. Something else that I saw in the guy on Silver Storm Gaming's YouTube channel, Samufo, his deck was the Fiendish Chain. I thought the Fiendish Chain was really good. It's really good against Monarchs. A lot of the specific cards that beat this deck are targeted monster removal. like Caius, Ryza, Dark End Dragon, being able to get rid of a lot of the guys without getting rid of the floaters and stuff like that. So the Fiendish Chain is really good, and also synergizes with the Giant True Knave. That's one you can use multiple times. And yeah, a lot of what beats this deck isn't stopped by Fiendish Chain, so I think it's really good. Ultimate Offering, card is insane. Watch the BK Kids Club 30-minute rolling video on YouTube. It's amazing. Another funny
Condenser.
thing. Yeah, Damage Condenser card that I've only ever resolved like once, but it has a little bit of synergy here with the Vortex Trooper since he has 0 attack. If they run into him with anything that has more than 500 attack, it grabs Lone Fire from the deck, or if they attack into you directly, you can grab the Lone Fire, or you can aggressively ram your guy into them. Most of the monsters in this deck are very low attack, so it grabs Lone Fire directly from the deck. It's a cool card when it works. It doesn't work that much, but it is cool. And then we're also playing 2 Limit Reverse and 1 Call to Haunted. The Limit Reverse, it's kind of like Call to Haunted. Targets anything 1,000 or less, and then
grab the Vortex.
Yep, it can grab Vortex Trooper, it can grab Granmole, it can grab Sangan, Morphing Jar. Don't want to do that. But most importantly, the Lone Fire. If they have any disruption for the first Gigaplant, like a Bottomless or something, you can grab the Lone Fire, summon another Gigaplant, summon Titanium, whatever you need. And also one extra thing that sometimes comes up. These are kind of the worst copies of Call to Haunted, but Call's limited, so. Something that can come up with this card also is if the monster that it's equipped to changes the defense position, it's automatically destroyed. So in a pinch, if you bring back a Vortex Trooper with it, and then maybe on the end phase bring back the Vortex, and then on your turn during the main phase you switch the Vortex to defense, the Limit Reverse will kill it and get you a draw. So in the worst case scenario, it's a bad Legacy of Yada. So that can come up. But
And you think this is more useful than playing something like Birthright or
yeah.
Soul Resurrection?
Yeah, because those cards can only target the normal monsters.
And you're really only playing Gigaplant.
Yeah, once you get to the Gigaplant, your deck is usually flowing, and getting to the auxiliary copies of the Gigaplant with this card, it provides a bit more. It's easier to get to this, and it's protected against more things, and it also doubles as the card draw if you need it. So I think the added versatility of it is good, and also if they MST or Heavy Storm or Blind whatever, and you chainless as Chainlink 2. You can bring back the Vortex Trooper, and then it'll still resolve to draw one, so that's also nice. The deck is pretty safe against Heavy Storm and stuff like that. And we're playing 2 Dust Tornado. You need your combo to resolve, so a lot of the decks play a lot of back row, and this kind of gets through it. And then good 1-of traps the format. These ones are just really good defensive traps, and the Starlight Road, because I play a lot of traps.
Didn't have the room for 2, or didn't
No,
want to play 2?
I like to, but I just could not find the room for it. Usually you can not set multiple ones if you don't have the Road or the Judgment, and it usually ends up working out pretty well. For the extra deck, we have the infamous Robert Gene Ramsey, the second token, the best token.
Bacon strip.
The best token. You gotta have it. If you're a good duelist, you have the Robert Gene Ramsey, the second Nationals 2014 token.
It gives your Gores extra
You have
attack.
to. You have to. And then I have the Gores token because obviously I play Gores in my deck with 17 trap cards. We've got Armory Arm, Android, Catastor. These don't really come up. In some fringe scenarios, your Nettles plus Sangan makes one of these if you have an Ultimate Offering, and that can get you into the Gigaplant combo that way by triggering Sangan. And for 6s, we've got Flamebell, Goyo, and Brianak. Most of these don't come up, but you are only playing even levels for the tuners and non-tuners that go into anything for the most part. We've got Black Rose, doesn't come up really. And then for some one-ofs, we've got Luchador, Thought Ruler, Red Dragon, and 2 Stardust. This deck obviously makes level 8s really easily, and then to finish it off, the 3 copies of the Black Brute Drago, really good against back row. It can eat through absolute zeros if you bring it out, run over an ab zero, then you bring back the Gigaplant, and then you've got another level 8 Synchro, or you can go into just Gigaplant and float into something else next turn. For the side deck, got TV Crow for Zombie, Bayou, stuff like that. 1 Snowman Eater for Hero Beat and Blackwing, and then a Card Trooper, which comes out, or the Vortex Trooper will come out for him against Hero Beat. He serves a similar functionality in that he draws a card and interacts well with Limit Reverse, but I think he's worse against most matchups than Vortex Trooper, so he only comes in against Hero Beat. 1 Prohibition, good one-of against certain decks. Didn't really come up, but it's good. My Body comes in going second versus a lot of matchups. Really good against Fairies, really good against Blackwings, pretty good against Hero Beat. Good against decks that have destruction in general. And then Heavy for the back row decks. 2 Messenger apiece. Super good card, also from the Samufo guys deck list. Really good against Hero Beat, really good against Dragons, pretty good against some other hero decks. Really slows the game down. And then 2 Imperial Iron Wall. This card is crazy against Bayou, crazy against Dragons, okay against heroes, but really good in this deck because it also functions as an aggressive card, stopping cards like Bottomless and D-Prison and stuff from interacting with your cards. And then we've got 2 Light Imprinting Mirror for Fairies and Lightsworn, Dust Tornado for the back row decks, and Trap Dust Shoot when I go first and my opponent is playing more than a couple monsters in their deck. This one's good. And that is it.
All right, so all in all, how'd you do with the list?
With this list, I played it 2 weeks ago and I got, or 3 weeks ago, and I got first place, and then the following week I played this list and I got top 4, going 2-1 at locals.
And you got first this week as well, right?
Yes, I played a different version of the deck with UFO Turtles, closer to the list that the Samufo guy played. But I really like this list. I think it's good into a lot of matchups except for Bayou Turbo. The UFO Turtle is definitely better against Bayou Turbo.
Very nice.
I think that's about it. It's Wednesday, my dudes.